G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a CZ Scorpion, or a CZ Scorpion if you're American, Evo 3. This is a PDW of Czech design. We've seen a Scorpion on the channel before, and this is actually produced by the same mod author in Miss Valerie. And the difference between this one and the one that we saw 8 months ago, as of this recording, is this one is more inclined to Valerie's artistic vision. Originally, at least on the mod page, it explains that the original Scorpion was made to be a little bit of a people pleaser. She was giving the mod community what they thought they wanted. There was a little bit of drama involved. I won't get into it because, well, I don't know anything about it, but, you know, it's sort of soured the Scorpion mod from its creator, and, you know, there's a little bit of passion lost in that, and didn't feel too good about it. But this thing is back, and all of its artistic, visionly glories. Perhaps the most interesting part about this weapon mod is, well, apart from it being a cool submachine gun to shoot people with, is what it says about mod authors and their visions and their passions towards their projects. The original Scorpion mod was a good example of when the modder's vision for their project is so far out of whack with what they originally wanted that you suddenly lose all passion for it. It leaves you with a bitter taste in your mouth. So I think it's very important as modders to basically make the stuff you want to make, because that's what it is. We're not doing this for money, for clout, or for fame, or maybe some people are, but most of this stuff is made out of a sense of passion. And if you're not enjoying modding, well, what are you doing with yourself? You may as well enjoy it. So make what you want to make. If people love it, then great, let them enjoy it. And if people hate it, then fuck them. They don't have to download it. You're not forcing them, are you? This Scorpion represents a mod author's true intention, their true vision when it comes to modding, not overshadowed but by expectations or what they think should be in a weapon mod. And for that, I would like to commend Miss Valerie for doing that, because we need more of this. You don't need to have it, fix into any mold. Sure, we may have some expectations about what weapon mods should be based on what the vanilla game offers us, but that's not to say that, that's set in stone. You can always do something else, and if you don't feel like taking the beaten path, then why not do something else? Do something that's interesting, do something that you love, and this is something that Valerie loves, so that's perfect. Great, good start. Anyways, with that tradie grade philosophy out of the way, the CZ Scorpion is a simple weapon with simple modifications, but done with a pretty high quality. Custom sounds animations, probably already mentioned that, but let's get into the attachments. First of all, we've got the receivers. You can have this under automatic, so that's your commando, or a single fire, which is presumably rifleman. Notice the rate of fire here is at 0, which means I believe this thing fires as fast as you can pull the trigger in for at least in single fire mode, but also screws with the system, so we don't get a DPS rating out of this thing. You also get a little bit of extra range out of the single fire thing as well. We'll have this thing at automatic with a impressive DPS of just over 2,000, but again, we're gonna have to be very close to see the full measure of that damage. The next slot is a legendary effect slot provided by Legendary Modification. I will not make it 2-shot, despite how funny that would be. Although, funnily, since this thing doesn't have any receiver modifications, the 2-shot will be double damage. So look at that, 4,100 DPS. No, not this one. Anyway, so the next one is the stock. So you can fold the stock in or have it out. If you have the alt equip there, that's going to change a bone. It's going to make it easy to take screenshots with it, but functionally it's the same looking as the one that's extended out. The collapsed one looks cool. You can see the stock folded right in there. You can't tell what the fire selector is looking at it from this angle. Got to scoop underneath to see that. But we'll leave this sliding stock deployed. You've got a handguard here. It just has that. That's all there is. You can put a foregrip under there, so that might change depending on what upgrades you put on. This pistol grip can be modified, including the Mer Evo or the Yeti Works one. We'll throw that one on. This one says it's comfortable, so sure, why not? Next, we've got the magazines. Got a 30-round magazine right now. You can have a 20-round one if you feel like it. Not sure why you want to do that. And the maximum ammo capacity you can have on this thing is 35. For some reason, this 35-round magazine does not require gun nut rank 2 when this one does. Same materials, mind you, but that's interesting. I don't see a difference in the things either, but sure, we'll go with the P mag there. Next, We've got the sights, so we've got iron sights on right now. You can have a range of different optics, including some EOTechs. There's also little aim point ones, the T2s with the risers on them. There's also extra risers with laser sights and flashlights on it too. Sure, why not? Let's do that one. And on the lower rail, you can apply foregrips, little stubby foregrips and hand stops as well if you feel like it. So that's pretty cool. So we'll throw in a little stubby grip onto that. And for the muzzles, you can have a flash suppressor. This is a suppressor, and there's another suppressor, slightly longer. Looks cool. You don't get a range penalty on the suppressors, so that's great. We've got Ace Operator kicking in, so now we're getting 2,500 damage. Very, very nice indeed. And you can change the charging handle. More of a cosmetic upgrade, but it's there if you want. Pick what you want. We'll go for the extended one. Make it slightly easier to grab that thing in the heat of battle, don't you think? There's also an option for a damage modifier, so you can boost this thing's damage slightly if you feel like it isn't quite getting the job done. At this DPS of 2,500, I think we'll be just fine. We'll just be seeing that reload animation a lot because we're going to be going through our 35 bullets in this magazine very, very quickly indeed. Let's show you how to get them, shall we? On your chemistry workbench, find Valdrift CZ Scorpion Evo 3 S2 Micro, and you can craft it for 1 adhesive, 5 aluminum, 5 plastic, screws, 8 of those, sprigs, steel, no ranks in gun nut required. That's pretty cool. Alright, we're finally here. Immersive Gunners Plaza, we've made it. Here is our Scorpion Evo in first person, and it's got that little aim point on the top, presenting a nice sight for us to scope out our targets. And look at this hipfire accuracy. It's got that laser sight. It's an infrared laser sight, so we can't see it, but the hipfire accuracy is like, I don't know, it's pretty much the same as it would be if the laser sight was on, and it's going to be supremely accurate, which is nice. Also got the tactical reload. If I empty the entire magazine, I'll hit the there's no mag release here. It's actually a charging handle that I pull back, which is cool. A quick look in third person, looks pretty good. The ejection port seems to spring open as you fire and eject the spent casings, which is kind of cool. I like how the trigger's barely being touched at all. Must be a pretty sensitive one, but yes, it always has the charging handle reload, despite having a bullet in the chamber in third person. That's not really a hit on this weapon at all. That's just a Fallout 4 thing. Anyways, that's what it looks like in third person. Let's take a look at the second one. This one, pretty much the same, but it's got an EOTech scope, or sight, the holographic at the top, and it's semi-auto. So the DPS on this thing going to be a lot different, not as good, but it does do sniper knockdown, so we've got the ability to juggle multiple enemies at the same time if we're worried about losing too much health. And lastly, this is the compact version. Shortest barrel that we can put on this thing, which is pretty short. Just a hand stop for the foregrip, stock folded in, and iron sights on the top. Truly, it's this weapon in its most basic form. So let's start off by doing what we usually do and hide on the stealth trailer and see how we go. Now, at this range, this thing is going to be well out of its intended range, so we're only getting minimal amounts of damage. Even with the sneak attacks giving us a 4.4 multiplier, we're scarcely hitting these guys for over 100. If they get a little bit closer though, that'll change, and if we want to try to get some headshots, that'll definitely make the DPS go a little bit faster. And here's the thing about this particular submachine gun. It's not a very strong weapon for VAPs. It just fires so fast that it completely depletes your AP bar before you can even react. Blink and you'll miss type deal. But as they're creeping a little bit closer, we can start to shoot them more effectively, getting the full measure of this particular weapon's damage. You can stop shooting me, by the way. Haven't detected me yet. There we go. Okay, now we're on. There's a couple of advantages to having such a fast-firing weapon with good hipfire accuracies. You can run right up to these guys and shoot them in the head very, very quickly indeed, even when they do bounce around because, you know, they're being shot. But if you want them to stop dancing around in your face, simply get Sniper Rank 2 and hit them with that. And even on their way up, you can knock them down once again, and they're as good as helpless. That guy's down, so the one that's shooting at us will finish them off. And by the time he's gotten back up, we've already killed his friend. He gets one shot in, but that's okay. It was only a laser gun. They don't do much damage at all. We go in a third person just to make this aiming a little bit easier. So there's a little bit of utility value in the fact that you can knock people down with it. If I go over to my automatic one, you can tell that this thing just has so much of a higher DPS rating. So you don't really need to worry about knocking things down if you want to kill them fast. But it is good to have that option if you're so inclined to need it. Perhaps if you're worried about your ammo consumption, you might gravitate towards a semi-auto approach, but honestly, what's the point in using a Scorpion if you're not going to make it full auto, right? Okay, we'll quickly run around these chumps and then... Ooh, I almost killed myself from that car just then. And then we'll remember to put a magazine in our super compressed one, and we'll run up nice and close. I think if we get multiple headshots in a magazine, we could probably do the job, but we are missing out on an extra 25% extra damage thanks to Ace Operator on this one. But even then, it's still doing the job. As a total sort of a close quarters shredder type role for a submachine gun, it is definitely putting up a really good fight at the moment, which I'm plenty pleased about. Anyways, now that we've got the element of surprise back, let's see if we can't find a few gunners to shoot, or if they all scurried up the fire escape. Kind of. Well, hiding in the bush didn't really do me much good there, but we're back on, and there's still a lot of gunners left, so we'll just run around and clean them up. It's not like they're all in the same spot, so I can pick my fights to be a little bit more one-on-one, which is great because, as you can tell, in these sort of situations, I don't have to worry about multiple people shooting me all at once. Then this thing can really excel. Okay, Mysterious Stranger will finish him off. We'll just cancel out a batch there and shred this one. There's the bashing animation, by the way. Oh, Mysterious Stranger didn't even kill him. Useless. Must have cancelled it before he even spawned in. Damn it, I wanted to push him off the edge. That would have happened in Killzone 3, that's for sure. Okay. Sit down. Now you sit down again. I'll shoot you on your knee. On your knees, soldier. May not be the most pretty or elegant way to do it, but it gets the job done eventually, I suppose, so you can't really complain about it. And particularly if you've got an enemy where, well, it's just too strong for you and you have to use it. We'll probably experiment with that a little bit later on. But the options just for completely neutralizing them before you've put them down for good, very nice. Looks like I've got some raiders showing up. Well, we'll deal with those in a second. For now, we'll go inside this locked room. And despite this thing being pretty much a close quarters weapon through and through, it's done a pretty good job. We've picked our fights pretty wisely with this thing. It allows this thing to really play to its strengths, and it serves us pretty well. This tough bastard here, though. Doubling up on that stealth boy like I'm not getting hit markers or floating damage numbers. There we go. You're fighting for me now.
Hands up. Shit. Follow my orders. You. Kill. Don't.
You threw a frag grenade at that guy.
Done with
Alright, where's my gunner friend? Where'd she go? Is she dead? No, there she is. Okay, I'm gonna need you to hold something for me. Alright?
Get over here. Fine.
You know what?
I'm done with
You're not getting to hold anything. I'm just gonna shoot you. Anyway, so that was the Scorpion at Immersive Gunners Plaza. It did a pretty good job. Also, like with many weapons worth their salt, this thing can be used with classic holstered weapons, allowing you for a pretty cool apparel piece as well as a weapon. By the way, we're dressed up in what is known as Tactical Combat Swimwear. Comes with a harness, so there's lots of ammos, and there's even a pistol holster there. That's non-functional though, that's just there to look cool. And a pair of boots as well, and some, I guess that's air-cancelling headphones so we don't go deaf when firing this thing. I've also done up the abs a little bit there. She's been doing some crunches during her downtime, I guess. But yeah, I made it have a little bit more, made it look like she's got a little bit more core strength than usual. I think it works, because otherwise there's just nothing there. Okay, the speed of this killer is going to hinge pretty much how long I can keep my sneak critical is going for, and there's a couple of ways I could make this slightly easier. There's Gene over there. No longer. There's also a junkyard dog. Sorry, doggy. But you gotta go down. I can't have you aggroing the swan, can I? And now, as he's approaching ever so close, as we use up all of our criticals, we're just sort of chewing into his health bar just that ever slight bit stronger. I can't exactly see how much damage I'm doing, but according to this, it's all sneak criticals. Yeah, flank around the back. There it is. Look at that shredding. I feel like there's a Skyrim joke that could be made here, but I'll abstain from that. Actually, I was thinking I'd do that instead, but no. I don't think we needed to do that. And also, for some reason, these bodies have collision. I don't know what mod's doing that, but for some reason, they have collision, and I died from walking into it because it's a car. Okay, right. This time, we're going to not flog sneak criticals until it's dead. In fact, I'm going to attempt to... Never mind. I'm just going to shoot him and get as much chip damage as him as possible before we actually begin. A couple of lucky staggers here and there will help my... DPS, but he's gonna detect me sooner rather than later, and when he does, I've got a plan. It involves down, Billy. Get down. And now we'll just shoot him in the head so much that he can't get up. And just get all of the criticals as we can. It's like shooting at a corpse. Fish in a barrel, and make sure we outpath him, doesn't do his dive attack. Would surely bring my health down very quickly indeed. Suppose now that I've got my AP back, I'd start generating these criticals again. Actually, I might start with you. Hang on a second. Just to get a little bit of gun food damage, because it doesn't depend on whether you kill them. So if we add a critical now, 229. I'm getting not that much damage out of it. Not that much more damage, but it's something. And I suppose what I could do is go over to this one as they're getting up. Whoop. Let me just dodge out of the way. Nope. I avoided all the damage on that one. That must be the magazine. There we go. And then kick him while he's down. Beautiful shredding of his health bar there. I'm stuck in the corner. Let me just keep doing this. And then... Oh, no! Oh, nerd rage. That's a shame. Hoping to get the job finished here. The reloads are encroaching on my time for nerd rage. Okay, got it. Just kind of. It was a little bit more awkward than I would have liked, but the job's done. A couple of scars to show for it, but don't you worry. It's regenerating right now. It's fine. See, absolutely no blood or damage or anything. Maybe a concussion. So these prone mods were designed to work with the RU556, and you can see the stock being weird because it's got that extra bone for that animation, but this almost works. Look, the magazine works. The charging handle is a little bit odd, but if you close your eyes during that part of the reload, then you're all fine. Okay, one last monster. It's going to be the giant Mirelurk Hunter dude, but we've brought backup. We've got everyone here from Fallout 76, the main descendants, and we're all dressed up in the tactical combat swimsuit as well. So there you go. We're all dressed up in the uniform and everything. So we're all matching. That means that we know what we're doing and have an idea of what this is going to be. Anyway, so we'll start off by getting some cheap sneak criticals on it, and hopefully we can get ourselves some good damage from that. But as soon as he starts spotting everyone, then that's going to be a problem. I hope that we can keep him away, and if he's going to chase me down, I can lure him away from the rest of the group, and that would be pretty good. The trick is not to break his pathing, of course, because if I do that, then he's going to start attacking them. Although, I think we've staggered him off the edge, though, so things are going pretty well right now. He seems to be able to move out of it. Actually, we've had our first down. Damn it. I went for the revive and then got eaten. Hello, could I get a revive, please, teammates? There we go. Trade one revive for another. I'm just going to keep him nice and staggered while... There we go. I think that's Winter down over there. Alright, bring it back. He's just capable of one-shotting, but I think we've got this one in the bag, yeah. Look at that, he's just being shredded. And all the bloody traces in the... What? I tried to reload, sorry Winter, but I ended up pushing her in. You're making noises.
Move.
Is it you? Will you put the weapon away? Does it go away? You just stop making that noise right now. It's looping over and over. I don't know if that's a problem with the game itself or it's mod. I'm going to say the game itself. But I think you get the idea. And with that blazing super sledge to be our final disappointment of the video, I think we'll call it there. So that there was the Scorpion Evo 3 in glorious fashion. The more refined and true version of what this thing was intended to be like when it was first released. And honestly, I kind of like this version better because this is the true vision, what the modder originally wanted, what she wanted to put out, and now that it's here, we can enjoy it for what it is, and I do quite enjoy it. So if you want to see this weapon in your game, check out the link in the description. It should be down there. And with that, thank you very much. We'll see you next time. I'll try to find an alternate Xbox version if there isn't one like this ready, but we'll see how we go. Thank you for watching.